Alright, only one guy left to take down on Route 11, and then I'll be able to go into the SSN. And I have evolved my Caterpie into a Metapod before beginning the recording for this part. So, if you were wondering why I didn't just catch some junk I didn't have already, well, I would be $200 poorer, and I really want to avoid that because, as I said, I'm on a limited budget until I can beat the Elite Four with consistency without using too many items, and at that point, this Let's Play will be long over, and remember, there are 3 legendary birds to find and catch, and of course I'm going to use my Master Ball from YouTube, but for the birds, I'm going to have to use either Pokeballs or Ultra Balls, depending on whether I want sheer catch rate or more efficiency for my money, because whereas the Ultra Ball is twice as effective as a regular Pokeball, it costs 6 times as much. So I would be getting more bang for my buck by using Pokeballs, but instead of just taking forever, it would take forever and a half, if you know what I mean. I mean, we've all been through this before. We've all caught those legendaries with a low catch rate of 3. At least those don't run around all over the world map, so I guess I should be thankful for that. But back to the game, I'm going to finally enter that boat. And I would be foolish not to talk about, the truck that's in the next area that I'm going to enter right now. That truck was over to the right, and I wonder how people could find this truck to begin with, since you can't even see it by normal means. No, you gotta use a glitch to surf through the guy who checks your ticket. And how the hell do people find glitches like that? I mean, I was already talking about the Mew glitch. There's also Missing No. How do people find that? But anyway, back to the truck. It was the basis for a lot of rumors on how to catch Mew, and of course none of them worked. Just like getting Luigi in Super Mario 64, following Zora's domain out in Ocarina of Time, getting the Triforce still in Ocarina of Time, never mind the fact that it would make absolutely no sense plot-wise to get the Triforce since you already got one part of it. And Zelda and Ganondorf have the other 2, so much for that. There's also reviving Aeris in Final Fantasy VII. I swear, the late 90s were filled with all kinds of rumors about video games. Those were getting more elaborate in this time period, and this was also the dawn of the internet as we know it today. So it should come as no surprise that all those rumors would spread so quickly. But anyway, did you see how that old guy was treating me? He was all like, "Get the fuck out of my room, you punk!" And honestly, I don't understand how more people don't react that way. I mean, look, I'm just going to enter some random room, and I'm talking to this guy, and he's talking about his opinion on the cruise. Yeah, that's really realistic. I mean, I'm not expecting that much realism, but still, is it even normal to think, hey, who the fuck is that guy entering my room? What's he doing here? Oh yeah, the guy who can't decide whether to speak French or English. And man, he makes me want to finish the video en français. Nah, I'm not gonna do that, because even though I would be speaking without an accent, most of you wouldn't understand anything I say. Anyway, hoping to find someone to battle with soon, because even though most of this area is optional, well, it's still a great way to collect experience. Ah, finally! But anyway, as I was saying before, it's so common in RPGs to, barge into someone's house and talk to whoever's inside, and they're not gonna say, "What the fuck are you doing here?" They're gonna talk about something related to the game, usually, and then you can even take their possessions sometimes, and they still won't do anything. They won't bat an eyelash. I don't know if it's because they know they're gonna eat Tandaga if they try to do anything to stop you, but oh well. This is as good an explanation as any. What's there now? TM08? Oh yeah, that's the Body Slam TM. I'm gonna use it right now on my Ivysaur. Still, it's gonna be a lot better than then freaking tackle. Now this may look odd, but remember, back then, it didn't have that much of a move pool. It had Razor Leaf, of course, and support moves like Sleep Powder and also Leech Seed, but for offense, it was restricted to Razor Leaf and a few TMs here and there, and Body Slam is pretty much among the best of them. In fact, I think it was even standard on the thing back then. Pokemon from all around the world want to bet that they can be found on the same route with a minimum of time and effort? A Pidgey. Yeah, because you need to go really far to find a Pidgey. It's on practically every route out there. I'm just going to reorganize my move. Yeah, I've got weird habits like that. So, can't wait to see it go down to see what else it has. And we're going to use Psybeam for the first time. Doesn't look that impressive, though it can pass because nothing did back then. Nidoran female? Oh wow! I think it appears only on Route 22 in this game. So yeah, you can go to Viridian City, you can go south for the Pidgey and west for the Nidoran, and bam, you got that lineup. So around the world, what the fuck? Even if the world consisted of only Kanto, which now we know it doesn't, but even if that was the case, that's a completely ridiculous statement. Unless the Pidgey was caught at the other end of the world, which could happen, but really, it's not something to brag about. I caught a Pidgey? Who hasn't? Global Police, huh? I wonder... They said Handsome belonged to some sort of international police force? Handsome from Platinum, I mean? But, yeah, is that the same police force we're talking about here? Oh, bienvenue dans la cuisine! Love how they throw some French words in, but not at places where it might harm the comprehension of someone who only speaks English. And yeah, oh yeah, that guy is right. I remember there was a Pokeball somewhere in the trash cans over there, and in Fire Red and Leaf Green I think there were berries as well. Who throws away perfectly intact berries? Wow! And while I'm at it, who throws away Pokeballs anyway? They could always be used by someone else. No need to throw them away if you don't need them. But anyway, I was talking about Venusaur's move pool earlier. As I was saying, it's got no poison moves whatsoever despite being a poison type. Why it's a poison type, I don't really get it, but whatever. I could ask the same for Gengar, where it makes even less sense. How is it related to poison? I am trying very hard to find a way it could be poison, and I have no idea. Maybe it's because they wanted to crucify the only ghost that they were trying to push as a counter to Psychic. Never mind the fact that Psychic was immune to ghost attacks back then, so there wasn't even a point to use Gengar to begin with. But now they had to make it weak against Psychic. If it didn't rock so hard in other areas, it would have been its death sentence. But hey, look at me ramble on about Gengar when I wanted to talk about Venusaur. As I was gonna say, it has no poison moves. It had no poison moves back then, rather. But yeah, it's not such a big loss because the best poison move back then was Sludge. Yeah, Sludge, 65 power. And to come back to Gengar with its Ghost type, well, it was even worse. The only Ghost type move back then that didn't have fixed damage was Lick. So, on top of both types being physical, well, at least you could say Gengar's misfortunes were all in the same place because it had Psychic and Thunderbolt on the special side to work with its good offensive stat. So yeah, it wasn't so badly off, but yeah, just to say, forget about Stab there with Gengar. So yeah, that's the last trainer for now. I'm going to continue exploring the SSN in the next part. Let's leave that mopey loser behind, shall we?